People trade their best years for a future that may not happen. They sacrifice joy, adventure, connection for a someday that may never come. My dad did everything right, but still ended up full of regret. Don't let the fear for the future rob you of the joy of today. So here's some of the most impactful advice I've ever gotten in my life from my dad. Now, he and I have a interesting relationship because it kind of went south when I was very, very young after my mother passed away. And it's reconciled a bit, but he gave me some really, really good advice that's defined a lot of my life since he gave it to me. When we were still in Salt Lake, we would buy houses with every penny we had. We bought a house, we rehabbed it, we bought another house, we rehabbed it, and he would come down every once in a while and he would help me with one of my projects, and that's how we would spend time together. We'd rip a wall out, we'd put in a new door, whatever. What you do when you're putting sweat equity into a house. One of those times, he and I sat down to, have a drink or have a sandwich or something, and he said, "Hey son, do you mind if I give you some advice?" And so he basically said, your mother and my mother passed away when I was 15. So a long period of my life, I don't even remember my life before I was 12 because my brain just doesn't work like that. So she passed away when I was 15 and I don't remember a lot of their lives together. So he said, your mother and I paid off the house in 15 years. He said, we had a 30-year mortgage and we paid it off in 15 years. He's like, I can still remember the day we paid off our mortgage. And I was like, cool. He's like, and then we saved. We didn't do anything. Now they had 10 kids. He's like, we didn't do anything. We just saved for retirement. So he just told me about their lives and how much they had been aimed at retirement. He said, we never went to Europe because we were saving for retirement. We never went to Hawaii because we were saving for retirement, but we wanted to. We really never bought a new car or a nice car because we were always saving for retirement. And there were a lot of things with you kids that we didn't do because we were saving for retirement and we were worried that we wouldn't have enough when we got to retirement. When I talk to my siblings, they tell the same stories. Even though my parents were making money, they were so concerned about retirement and they were so concerned about money that none of them felt like there was any amount of financial security. And he just went through this list of all the things in life that they had gone without because they were saving for retirement. And I was like, this is kind of an odd story. And so he says, we didn't do this and this and this and this and this because we were saving for retirement. And then he looks at me and he says, and you know what? She didn't make it. And it was just one of those moments where I could feel the soul of the man. And you could just feel how much regret there was in that he had been married for 30 years, 40 years. And his wife died at 58. And she just didn't make it to retirement. And so all those things they had gone without, all those years, they didn't get to experience that together, right? He got to be retired, he remarried at some point, but they didn't get to experience that together. They didn't get to go to Hawaii together, they didn't get to go to Europe together, they didn't get to take their kids and do fun stuff together. I grew up in freaking Western North Carolina, and I didn't even know that it was a place that you could have fun, right? It's like world-class mountain biking, world-class swimming. It's like there's waterfalls everywhere. Like, we didn't do any of that stuff because they were so focused on retirement. So my hope today is that you'll take my dad's advice. And like Dolly Parton says, you'll not get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. Have some fun. Buy that convertible. Go mountain biking. Take your kids to the waterfalls. Don't get so focused on saving for retirement that you forget to have a life. Because in my experience, you'll regret it. If you're enjoying this content, if you're enjoying kind of experiencing my life and being an entrepreneur starting 17 to 30 companies, depending on how you count, if you're enjoying these pieces, which is just looking behind the scenes at the things you learn when you've made millions and lost millions and made millions and lost millions a couple times before you're 42. I think the next video along this vein that you'll enjoy is work-life balanced. I failed hard. I talk all through an experience where I started a career and worked as hard as a human can work, and what it almost cost me. So if you're enjoying kind of the more interpersonal stuff of me just being honest about life, Work-Life Balance, I Fail Hard is an amazing conversation about what not to do that I did. I messed up on that one. I hope you'll enjoy. That video is right here.